a local political deal off of something and everything else, and how it's just kind of a little bit strange here. There's been a lot of people going around on supposedly the south side of Knoxville, the Ukraine side of Knoxville, as they call it. Um, Granted, Ukraine is also what they call the McKay's area and Whole Foods, because they had to push Brazil to the top of the hill in Brasileiros. So, just looking at it and saying here, um, found a little bit of certain things else that came up here off of things with the Knaous funeral and everything. And I've heard about it for a little bit, and I've gone through like a couple other things because sometimes, they're just caught at a strip club and called a really long job interview. This was something that was actually said on Fox News by what has been reported around the area. My mom told me it probably wouldn't be prudent for me to go to the, um, you know, high school area where they're doing a receiving of friends and people could leave flowers and other stuff. And apparently, somehow or another, it came up with it being such an important situation that they sent one of the guys from the Gutfield show. We have a lot of wrestlers in the area. So he kind of knows the people, might have even known them or something else, but I've heard that it was Tyrus. And some of Tyrus's crew, I'll be honest, I've gone to the strip and a couple other places and found, a couple of people in town. It's like they're over there. I'm just like, I'm not going to get the cell phone out and be like, take a picture with me or something else. Have you heard of my YouTube channel? Or whatever. Not going to do it. And I'm just going, okay, makes logical sense. Apparently, Tyrus got the racist card thrown on him by a bunch of green-eyed, sandy, yellow-haired people for saying that he was racist, going with all the stuff about the Mussolini family, the Flavian, creational dynasty that gave Vespian his title of Flavious because he was one of their students and would never be as good as they were. Which they kind of like in the USA mess up the things and say he's the Flavian dynasty. And I just look at it and they go, it's Julian Claudian, and I've had them all take me through it and everything else. And I just look at it and go, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So Tyrus came down here in a nutshell and was paying his respects, saw some people, turned around to some people and said, maybe we should go out here and investigate because there were some heavy hitters that came in that it's like, oh, I just want to pay my respects, this, and it's like let no good opportunity of like cameras possibly there to make you look like a good guy and show up at it or something else along those lines. And they showed up and it's like, shouldn't we investigate some of this, like investigative reporters like they did with the mafia back in the 70s and early 80s and everything. And it's like he got a racist injunction given to him as a black guy, like instantly from local news people that he was there with and everything else. And then he mentioned it to his bosses or something or somewhere else around there. And there was someone who came there and said, if you do anything else, we're going to give a racist injunction. That you can't investigate this because it's racial harassment. And I just kind of look at it and go, it makes a lot of sense that this could have happened. And there was something that was basically a cell phone video of the guy going over and going, so what do you think about investigating some of these people that were at the Knaous funeral? Or the Knaous funeral, however it's going to be pronunciated. And the guy's like, you'll be like, it'll be racist. What? Excuse me. And then there were, and I'm not going to give the person's name. They were just kind of handing it around. And if I tried to, it's going to be like me with Knaous or worse. And you can say I'm making it up. I kind of hope that I am, because if not, that really shows how much the Mussolini family has, and that they may be annexing possibly one of the Vespasian family members into the Julian Claudian dynasty and say that they are legitimate Flavians, like they've supposedly done with one other group out there. And if that means something, that's a very big thing for them to have done. I've had one person years back, and I go, you're just watching the cartoon Attack on Titan too much for like bringing in somebody from back before, or else over into Titus in Vespasian's line, or Vespasian's line. So this could be pretty interesting coming up on stuff, because if it doesn't go well or smoothly, we're looking at possibly in the local area, and wherever the big city is will be where the movie rights and news media and everything else. It'll be a mafia war similar to like the 70s. Anyway, this is Colin Dawson. Political Minute, over and out.